listening to Reverb Radio. Josh Robinson Show. I hope everybody is doing well on this fine Wednesday as I sit here and record on this very rainy, windy, cold winter's day here. It's like almost perfect weather to kind of sit inside and just sit at my computer all day. I just got done watching Raw. I'm ready to record for the next 15 minutes or so. I've got some stuff to talk about, but first and foremost, I want to put it out there to the world. I did, of course, put out a tweet about this, and I got more responses than I thought I ever would. I am going to be completely free of work at the end of next month for a month into October. So from the end of September until October, I am off of work, and I'm looking to collab with some people that I haven't collabed with, that I have on your show, my show, on Twitch streams. I want to start playing games with some other people, hanging out in other people's Twitch streams, as well as people coming into mine. I think that's kind of the next space I want to kind of really work on is Twitch a lot. So if you guys are interested, feel free to DM me, tweet me, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, I don't know, not Facebook maybe, but Twitter, wherever, Twitch, wherever you feel necessary, hit me up in my Discord. All the links, of course, will be in my link tree that I post with the episode, so in the description below, so just go and have a look at that. But yeah, I want to collab with some people, want to do some other stuff, so if you need guests for your wrestling shows, your non-wrestling shows, hit me up. If you need some guests just for people to hang out with your Twitch streams, I am more than available. Like I said, I'm going to be free from work, and I'm not really doing anything because we're still in COVID times, so it's going to be a lot of time spent at my computer and just kind of creating a lot of content. That's the kind of plan for my month, starting at the end of September. So if you need me, holler at me with some dates and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, that's kind of the thing I'm kind of looking at, especially with a big focus on Twitch. I'm really enjoying Twitch. I'm really enjoying doing different things and hanging out with people, meeting new people, and building a small community. So I'm really enjoying Twitch. So twitch.tv/Josh Robinson 00 seems to be the thing to create Twitches. And, you know, if you're listening to this, you're not a wrestling fan, don't stress. I don't only play wrestling games on there. I play a lot of Grand Theft Auto, which apparently I'm just absolute dog shit at. It is the Grand Theft Auto, but I play all different kinds of stuff on there. Fall Guys, and I'm planning to do some other stuff on there as well. So I semi-focus on wrestling, but I'm definitely not completely wrestling, and doing all different kinds of stuff on there, prediction shows and everything like that. And again, I'm looking to get people to hang out with. You don't have to play the game to hang out on my Twitch stream. You just have to have Discord or Skype, and just kind of, you can just hang out and just kind of speak. I don't mind if people don't play the thing. I want some people to hang out with while I'm on my Twitch streams. So if you're interested in that, just vibing, as long as you can have a good laugh and don't take life too seriously, you're pretty much welcome in my Twitch streams or whatever. If you have a Twitch stream and need some more people to hang out with or play games with, hit me up. I am more than down. So I just thought I'd pop that in there at the start of this episode. But this is, of course, the Josh Robinson Show, which is the show about anything. The pocket-sized podcast, perfect for when you're going home from work on the drive home, or just doing some housework and you just need something to listen to for 10 to 20 minutes. This is the show for you. And something, I guess, a little heavier for this show. I put out a tweet, and I even put out a Facebook post. I think I posted on a lot of my socials, both content-wise and privately. There's some things I've noticed since coming out that I'm like, oh, these are some things that, you know, it's weird. Anyone that has come out with any sexuality wise will understand this, and I'd assume that people who haven't would be able to relate to this in some way. But I've noticed something since coming out. I've noticed there's been a few things that I didn't really understand. You don't really understand until you do it. It's been 2 months now since I came out. It feels like a lifetime ago, which I did, because it's just been so different post coming out and then pre coming out. So since coming out in the last 2 months, I'm realizing that coming out is not just being like, I'm gay and then that's it. No, there's so much more to it, and there's so much more of a process to it that I didn't understand until I'm in this process, and I'm realizing that coming out is not just saying that. It's the everything else after it. Stuff just doesn't magically make you feel comfortable. You're still kind of learning and adjusting day by day. So I'm going to read out this post that I posted a couple of days ago, and then I'll give you some kind of updated thoughts since this post. So anyway, acceptance within myself is ongoing. I'm still learning to accept who I am day by day. People, upon not knowing me, will always have a preconceived notion of how I will act or who I am without actually knowing me. I'm going to have days where I'm full of pride and days where I want to hide. That's the hard one to learn. I'll explain about that in a minute. Stereotypes are still very much real, e.g. being asked online, what's the gayest thing about you? Usually when I'm asked that, I say I literally like men. Being gay doesn't fit into a bubble, nor does it make you a certain way. Usually, like I said, I answer that with I literally like men. That's what makes me gay. It's not the characteristics and everything like that. I'll go into it more in a minute. This is a big one. Oh, that's why you like pro wrestling, because of men in small tights and they are fit. That's not even at all why I like pro wrestling. Homophobia is still very real, and it comes in many different forms other than the usual I hate gay people. Again, I'll explain that after I read out these posts. So people care and offer their support on the internet more than they do in person, like much more. People tend to treat me now very different, for both better and for worse. It wasn't anything, like I was just posting that because it was just on my brain. I'm not in a bad state or anything like that, but there's some things in there that I'm like, I'll elaborate on. So acceptance within myself. That is something that I'm learning to. Some days I'm like, this kind of ties in with the whole theme of this post. Some days I'm like super, super acceptant. And I'm like, yeah, let's, talk about it and let's post about it. You see days where I post about it more than others. It's because I'm learning to accept myself. And then there are other days where I'm still like, oh, there's many times, even when posts coming out, that you're like, I wish it didn't have, not that I'm not proud of who I am, but I wish it didn't have to be this way. Why can't I just be like everybody else? That's kind of the day by day you go with. Well, at least I'll speak for myself. The day by day I go with. Some days are good, some days are bad. People around me, I have been pretty lucky to have a fairly positive experience. I haven't really dealt with anyone being, not accepting or anything like that. However, people still do treat you differently. I have noticed that some people won't talk to me as much, and then other people that go out of their way to make sure they're talking to me, and being like overly acceptant to the point where it comes across a little fake. I've noticed that sometimes with people. The pro wrestling thing is like, I've had that comment thrown at me, and it's like, no, that's not why I like pro wrestling. Yes, a lot of these people are attractive. However, I've liked wrestling since I was a child, and it's irrelevant to me what they look like. I'm very much in the zone of I like wrestling because it's batshit crazy, and that's what I like. The homophobia thing in the terms of, some people don't understand that homophobia is more than just saying I hate gay people or fuck the gays or doing all these weird slurs and bad slurs. It's not like that at all. Sometimes it's comments like this. It's like, I've noticed, oh, I really don't mind gay people at all, but don't do that around me. That's homophobic, because you don't have a problem with straight people doing that around you. So you shouldn't have a problem with gay people doing it around you, whether it just be hugging or kissing or whatever it may be. That's homophobic. And I don't think some people realize that is homophobic. It's making you feel like it isn't normal, therefore it's homophobic. That's how I treat homophobia. And just different comments like that. We throw slurs and terms around a lot, like that stuff is gay. You shouldn't be using gay as an insult for anything. Now, I understand that there's different levels and there's different context and all of that kind of stuff. And yes, the people closest around me, if they do make comments like that, I tend to just kind of be like, hey, just kind of can those comments, but I understand the context that's trying to do it. The only reason I don't like, I'm a jokester and I don't really get offended by too much, so you can kind of say whatever you want around me and I'm not going to really get too offended, but there's just some things that cross a line. And it's more so just me going around being like, hey, there's a lot of people that use these terms in a negative way, so those terms can get a little bit, I guess sensitive would be the word, but it does come in many forms of just the standard I hate gay people. It's definitely yeah, it's definitely different. Stereotypes. This is one that I'm really struggling with, is because I've noticed that people now are like, oh, so if you're in a relationship, are you the girl? Are you the boy? It's like, nope, that's not how it works at all. We like men because we like men, or whatever it may be, whatever your sexual orientation is. And I've just noticed that some people are like, so how do you determine who does this? How do you determine who does that? If you ever to get married, does this one do this? It's like, no. It's not how it works. I understand that some people are just genuinely asking questions, and that's a good thing. I encourage people to ask me questions about how I am, how I'm feeling, what my views are on things, because every person is different. But then there's the preconceived notion of people thinking how I am, and I've noticed that I'm like very much like I guess alter how I act around people, because I don't really like, I don't want to be overly this or overly that, when I shouldn't really worry about that. But it's a part of the process of coming out, is that it's just like, oh, so you now have to act more feminine. No, I'm going to act exactly how I did 5 years ago, because that's just how I am as a person. I personally don't mind that I'm a little bit, in some areas, a little bit, I guess, more quote-unquote feminine. But I don't really... It doesn't matter to me, the level, because each person is different. So I've noticed that a lot, is that stereotypes are a thing, and that people have this preconceived notion of who I am without actually knowing me, especially just out in the general public. I find I'm a little bit more accepted in the internet world, and with people that listen to me or follow me on Twitter or whatever. I'm a little bit more accepted there. It's a little bit easier for me to be myself on the internet than it is in a real life situation. I say real life, in a physical situation, in a physical sense. Just because I guess it's like right there, and it's like, ooh, I'm still not quite at that stage yet, and I'll get there. But yeah, it's been interesting. I'm very, very happy with who I am. Again, it's a day by day process, but it's certainly a big process. It's interesting though. It's been an interesting time. It's this year has been a whirlwind, and I've just kind of thrown, both personally and just as a society, but just kind of throw a spanner in the works the last couple of months with just me doing this all. It just happened so fast, and 2 months does feel like so long in some aspects, just because this year is dragging. But I just couldn't imagine not being out now. I really couldn't, which is a good thing, I guess, because life, for the most part, at least personally, is a lot better than it was this last maybe year, where it's been a very big year of confusion and just back and forth on what I wanted to do and everything. So, it's been interesting. It's been really interesting. It's certainly a milestone time for me, and I just want to get past this process now of becoming 100% accepting of myself, and just super comfortable with who I am. I think I'm doing pretty well. Everyone has their days, but I think I'm pretty comfortable with who I am, and I'm pretty open about who I am. So I'm doing pretty well. If this is like an update on how I'm doing since everything, this would be the update, is that I'm doing pretty well. I guess things could be worse, things could be better, but I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm becoming more and more comfortable, accepting, and just more, I guess the sensitivity part is dying down. That first maybe month post coming out, hypersensitivity, like everything was just, I always thought everyone was talking about me. Everything I'd posted, I like read 400 times, because I'm like, oh my god, people are going to judge. I guess that validation feeling, which I've talked about a lot, is like very real. And it's like, oh boy, like, ugh. But now I'm just kind of like, yeah, fuck it. I'm pretty happy with myself, and more open to things, and now I just need to, get past this part. Again, there's no time frame on any of this. I guess it's different for everybody, but I think I'm progressing at a fairly nice rate, and I feel pretty confident that I'll be pretty out of this pretty soon. So that's a good thing. And then everything else is swell. But I just thought I'd give a little update. It's been a minute since I've really talked about it. I don't think I've really ever fully talked about it properly on a podcast, just little comments here and there. So I thought this would be the opportunity to, it's my solo show, so no distractions or anything like that. It's just kind of talking into a microphone. So I'm doing well though. I hope everybody else is doing well. I hope everyone's staying safe, staying inside. I've talked about this a lot, but we still got a little bit to go with this COVID stuff and everything else that's going on. But if you are not listening to any of my other shows here on Reverb Radio, I should say, Ditz vs. Josh is on a hiatus at the moment. Ditz is having just some life stuff with work and everything like that. So he thought it was best just to kind of put the brakes on it for now. It will be back at some stage, but for now, Brothers by Law is going to be on a Monday in its place. So you're going to get episodes of Reverb Radio Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the time being. Brothers by Law, this show, and Wrestling Reverb. I invite you to come and, like I said, hang out on my twitch.tv/Josh Robinson 00. Currently playing through some SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, and I'm playing some GTA. GTA Thursdays are a thing on my channel, 7:30 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time. Just put it in there. On Thursdays, every single Thursday is GTA. So GTA 5 from the beginning. I'm terrible at it. Don't ever come to my streams for pro gaming because you're not getting it. You're getting casual gaming with good vibes. But I'm playing some SmackDown vs. Raw. Me and Mags are doing our prediction shows like we do every single weekend before WWE pay-per-views. Of course, we're doing a dual prediction show this week with NXT TakeOver 30 and SummerSlam predictions on Saturday night at 9:30 my time. So all the information is on my pinned tweet on my Twitter. Go and have some fun. It's a good time in my Twitch. I'm trying to really hammer that home lately. Is just I want to grow as much as I can on Twitch because it's just so much fun. I mean, I play video games anyway. It's like I may as well try and hang out with some people while I do it. So, again, if you want to collab with me, there's a tweet on my Twitter. I believe I posted it in the pinned tweet thread, so you can have a look at that. But if not, just DM me or whatever. Other than that, I hope everyone again is staying safe, staying well, staying happy as they can, taking some time out for themselves. Do it. If you're not listening to any of my other shows, if you are, of course, you'll hear me on Friday with Kevin for Wrestling Reverb. If not, I'll catch you on the next one. See you later, everyone.